can't even remember anything. I think, can you tell me one thing about it? Let me know if I can. I think you said something like that.
About it.
Position.
Positioning. Sorry, is that what you want to take today?
Yes.
I think just say something, one thing about, let me know if I can still recall. I think she did something like that. Positioning.
Yes.
Is it the one?
Absolute,
Just say one
absolute,
thing.
relative, phased.
Yes, yeah, I think she has done that.
Okay.
Relative. I think she has also sent the video for that.
Video for that.
Yes,
Is it, she has sent a video for that, right?
Yes, she has.
But there's one particular one that we wanted to do. There was no network. She was like, she's going to do the recording herself and send it.
Record it.
In the last chat, she said it is loading. Is it still loading up to today? Yeah. Voila, deal. There's one that we are supposed to do that she did not, as in, she didn't do it. She was like, she's going to sit down and record and send to us.
And send a video.
Yes, but I heard her in the group chat saying that it's uploading, but the thing has not landed up to today.
Was it dropped down?
No.
That drop down. No, I didn't follow that class of drop down. Did you see the drop down?
Drop down.
No.
It drop down. Drop down. It has to do with menu.
Like I didn't follow the class. I entered the class. I was so busy, so I have to just log out. And network issue. A lot as it, there are two classes. The last two classes she took, Tuesday and Wednesday, the videos are nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I remember she did navigation links. I think she sent a video of navigation links.
Styling, how you can basically style navigations.
Yes.
Okay, she has done that. With me, I was not in the class, so. The class when she taught this one. I think I was like going on and going on, so I became tired and I left the class.
Yeah. It's like Mr. Okezi has joined us. Welcome, sir.
You should be joining,
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Welcome, sir.
Good evening.
How was it,
Good
sir?
evening. Thank God, the rain really dead with us.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
I pray your network will not deal with you too.
I'm telling you.
Also, honestly.
So the rain is already dealing with you. You should not deal with your network.
I pray so. I just came back not quite long, so I just rested. So let me just.
Okay.
So
Welcome.
Thank you.
a short one, everyone. I would like to introduce you to a page, so called Nice Page. So there's this website called nicepage.com. So you can basically check them out. So what you have there is they are not really much, but they can actually give you idea of designs of different layout, different web pages. So
please try to send it on the group chat
as a link, right?
Yes, the link. Yes.
Okay, so I will paste that in the group chat, WhatsApp group chat.
Yes.
Please, the link and the website.
Yeah. So
the link and website, please.
Yes, so I just dropped the link to the website on this WhatsApp group now.
Okay, nicepage.com.
Yeah. So now, the reason why I'm giving you this nice page is that you will actually have idea of what a page design can actually look like. Okay, and one of the good reasons why we need to understand this is we can have a guide Okay, and we don't just walk like headless chickens, because that is number one problem when it comes to design is we run into problem when we don't know exactly what to design.
Yeah.
So at least when you have a guide or something to practice with, okay? So even though you are not getting that thing accurately, like 100%, but at least you are somewhere close to a design. So, so it makes this burden of being creativity less on your side, because it's a big problem when you don't even know what to do. But when you see idea of what a page can look like, so I think it will be much more easier to actually sit on your own than take everything you've learned so far. You can at least put them together and work on a page. I don't know, maybe you understand what I mean.
Yes, me too.
So it's for the betterment for everyone. So it's not as if you will always need to wait until we give you a live project, though we will be giving stuff like that. Okay. And at the same time, so on that same page, there are a lot of designs. Some may be complex, some may be simple. You understand? But you don't need to give yourself too much stress of, okay, or you want to start from a region of harder designs. So pick it from where it is simple. Do you understand? So you don't just start a project that you run away from at the end of the day. And so, do you understand what I mean?
Yes, we do.
So
That's
if
the
you
reason.
start from a place where it's simpler, then you will be going gradually picking something. So when you see something you can do, you already know this one, I can do this one. Then let me give this one a try. So gradually you'll be progressing like that. So, and also, so I'll be doing some of the design for us, and I'll be picking, at least I'll pick a project from Nice Page that we want to work on them together. We might complete some we might not complete them at that same day, but at least we have a guide and we have something we are practicing with. So, and they'll give us like a live practical examples, okay, of what a page could look like. Then we have that sense of belonging that, okay, we are actually creating a web page, a website. So I think you understand this quick stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So since you say you have been taught positioning, so maybe I will shift to talking about this thing today. I will shift to talking about pseudo elements. So basically, I use them in the previous class. So as a matter of fact, I use them when we talk about clearing of float. See me using this double colon after, double colon before. So these are what we refer to as pseudo.
Okay.
Pseudo elements.
So please, what of our video for last week?
That is the first thing we discussed today, sir. So
What happened? Is still on the road or what? What are
it's not yet ready. So and today they told me that I should be there with you people, that you should be patient a little bit, that everything should be ready latest by Friday.
Wow. So if this one will be, if not last week one will be ready by this week Friday, that means this week will be ready by next week.
Basically, I think from what the information given to me is that they want to combine everything, then makes everything possible or ready by Friday latest.
I've been hearing that.
Sir?
So we'll be hearing this is kind of the same pattern of response for even if it's much more, at least let us be good because
At least.
it's not really keeping it in the box like somebody so close for Christmas clothes. You're just keeping it. When people say don't want to wear it, I want to wear it when there's, I don't understand. I mean, how can I have Christmas clothes? I won't wear it. Practice.
That is the thing. Basically, I need to talk to them also on the same subject matter because I don't really know why they need to pack everything together because to me, I believe it should be much more easier, okay, uploading this thing one after the other, like class by class.
And
Rather than
anytime, yes,
combining,
anytime, without wasting time.
rather than combining the whole thing. So rather than
It means
combining the whole thing. So though I don't know why they prefer that approach, but maybe when I talk to them, maybe they can give me reasons, then I will forward that to you. Probably we'll still have a class tomorrow. So
But then whenever we complain on the group chats, they don't even respond to all these requests we make. I don't know what the problem is. They should at least come up and say something.
of course, like up to now, though, I'm not yet on the group. So I don't know. And but I have my colleagues there. I know many of my colleagues is there, and currently I'm still using one of the accounts, and that is what I use to drop the link now. So maybe I will chat him up tonight and ask him why they have not been attending to inquiries or questionings on the group. So I think one of the purpose of creating the group is to attend to any questioning or any query coming from.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but let's just hope we should have some adjustment, better, like more improvements. So I will see to that personally. So at least because the idea of like last class now we have just 4 people, and I was told initially that we have like 12 up to like 12 participants at the initial stage. So it means some things are not actually in order for the group to be declining in number.
Thank God they are seeing it themselves.
So
Thank God they're seeing about 12. Anyway, I saw 8.
yeah,
I don't even know if we're up to 4 now, safe.
yeah.
So people have given up already. Me, I'm not giving up.
So
Me too, I'm not giving up. Me too.
not really.
We die here
Stay here,
together.
we'll die here together.
We'll see to it.
If they like, let them climb up. We stay there.
God have mercy. It is well.
So I'm very sorry for everything. But I
And
will see to,
another see the 100 naira for dollar. How much for dollar now? Say 1,200.
yes,
1,000 how much?
1,000 plus now.
1,000 for 5 naira or much like that. So
1,015.
almost would die yet because we need to have a scale.
We must see the end of this course.
Of course, we must see the end, honestly.
So to be frank, it was how interesting it was. I have to pay, as in, I didn't finish the payment because I wasn't even having money, but just the interest, as in the way the thing was moving, I was so excited. I said, but we must see the end of this. After now paying, I will not start hearing this. It will not work.
Honestly, it's not really at all because Nigeria is not really good. The politicians are not making things easy for us. So why should I be waiting for politicians? No, I won't do that. I have to do my own side. So I don't want to be under anybody's face.
Yes.
That's really and for us, get better so we can apply what we use, what we learn here.
Yes.
Better. The essence of it is for us to be competent in
Exactly.
knowledge. And that knowledge, though, different knowledge when it comes it gives you passion. And every time you're looking forward to do something.
Sure, sure.
When the disease is not really. So that's why produce people are really passionate people still stay there waiting for it. Wow. But excuse me, I want to find out this nice page you're talking about. Does it have any inclination with JavaScript as well? JavaScript and React as well?
What, sir?
I mean, this nice page.com now.
Yes.
Is it only just about this drawing, but it doesn't have anything to relate to JavaScript and
No, really, because JavaScript is a little bit different from HTML and CSS, though they are meant to work together.
and JavaScript makes the site. JavaScript and the website make the site to be dynamic and more interactive.
Yes. You know, like I just gave you an example of what we mean by interactivity on a page. Okay. Now, this can be a button that you click on. Do you understand? That will open or drop down a section for you, or a button you click on to close a segment or a section. Okay. Or, you know, on pages like this, you can see like accordion. You can see image slider, image that slides on a page. So all this kind of behavior is interactivity. Or probably you're on a website and you want to purchase a product. Then you select the product you want, you choose the number of quantity you want, and it's automatically giving you the total, okay? Including adding VAT, okay, in real time. So these are what we mean by interactivities.
Yeah, but like real time this in data. This one will work with real time data. Then the thing was they did like once you interact with the data, those data will also give you feedback on whatever you
yes, of course, they'll give you feedback immediately. So that is the essence of JavaScript. So JavaScript is actually a little bit different. And in fact, if you start working with JavaScript, you will see that it has a clear difference. Like when it comes to writing, the way it enforces rules and regulation, you see, is somehow different. But they are meant to work together.
Probably. They're good there.
They are meant to work together.
So what of Bootstrap? When you talk of Bootstrap, what of Bootstrap? What's the difference?
Bootstrap is just a collection of JavaScript and CSS that have been pre-written. So they are pre-written by Twitter, engineers that work for Twitter based on common design they see on many websites. So they now come together that, okay, we see buttons on many websites, and these are what the button look like. Then they now have these styles in place. They write them down so we can just use. So that is
copy and paste.
No, it's not like copy and paste. They write a rules, like they write the CSS down. They write some JavaScript down, okay, for those kind of components, like those kind of elements whenever you need them. So whenever you now create your own page, you want to link Bootstrap to your page, then you supply this, you supply your element, the element you create, you supply them with those classes, and they will automatically inherit the rule of CSS.
Right. So what does that boost? Is it Bootstrap, or what does it do?
Bootstrap. It's
and what does it do? What is the work on the social media?
It's to style your page. So it makes the style easier and more faster.
Okay. Okay.
So it's just to enhance. Like normally, you know, when you create your page now, you write a lot of CSS to transform the page. So with Bootstrap, you'll be writing less CSS. You don't write much CSS like that. Because there are a lot of pre-written CSS for you. They write a lot of them for you. So You just need to use the one that I've been written for you. Now, this does not really mean that you cannot have your own. You can have your own. But many of the rules are already there. So in many scenarios, you don't want to write your own all over again. So you want to use the one that I've been giving to you.
Yeah.
So
Among other things we cover.
I
We have a
will
long
go
way to go.
to
Yeah,
start now.
That's a
we go
very
start.
long way.
Mhm.
So
Please, back then, if you just send the one they have, the way they have it, let's just start practicing.
I
They
will.
should not
Sure.
Yes.
everything.
So I will. I don't know why they are combining this thing yet. So I will.
That combination is better the way they're giving us each class. We just practice that particular one, so I can even know what you're doing. If it's
No,
too
no,
long like this, tired.
it will be confusing and tired, and then it's boring. It will be boring, and
Don't even- ah, oh, you should better know what they're doing.
honestly, yeah. Get better. Everything is fine.
I just share my
Yo,
screen. I just share my
we
screen.
are here.
So are you able to see
Going.
the screen now? I just share the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can
Yes,
see.
yes.
I can see.
Okay. So I want to create a new file and I want to talk of pseudo. So pseudo elements. So you just give
Okay,
pseudo.html. What?
we've done this before, guys. You remember?
No,
That was
I
our
don't. I don't think we have done this one. No, not done this one. No.
I
that
heard
was
her
our
when she
first
was saying.
assignment.
I heard her, but I did not learn anything there.
No problem. You can repeat it. That's no problem. You can go ahead and repeat it.
Now, yes. So
Yes, sir.
there are differences. We have something called pseudo. We have pseudo selectors. They are
What we did
selector
with classes.
and they are elements. But
Okay.
I will give you the two examples so you understand the differences between them.
Okay.
So pseudo. Now, in this particular example, I don't want to make the example too complicated. So what I want to do is going to be very basic. I want to have a paragraph, or let me use a div, for example. So inside of this div, so I want to have a simple text, and we have a text of hello what? Hello what? So now this is a very basic HTML. We don't have any complicated thing here. So at the top, so I want to use internal CSS. So I want to add some styling to this. And since we have just one div on the page, so I can just use my element selector. So div to target. So what do we want to do with the div? We just want to set a border. 2 pixel, solid, and red. So let's save this and let's open this in a browser. So reveal in File Explorer. So I will just click on the file. So this will open in the browser, and this is a browser. I share the browser screen as well. So are you able to see the browser screen as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and this is the result because we have a div, and this div is the one with this red border. Okay. And it has a simple content of hello world. So now when we talk of pseudo, I'll be back to my code editor. So the pseudo, I want to have div. Then after this div, I want to have 2 colon. Then I will have after. So this is a pseudo element. Do you now get it?
No, I don't understand.
This is the pseudo. This part I'm highlighting. Div,
Okay.
double colon, then after. So what does this mean in CSS? When you have stuff like this, div, colon, colon, after. So technically, I use them in clearing float in the last class, if you can remember. I use it before and the after in clearing of float. So where I'm using clear fix instead of div, that is from the last class, I use clear fix like this. Then I do colon, colon, before, colon, colon, after. So this is what we mean by pseudo. So I want to remove the clear fix, then I want to replace it with div. So now this technically means that we can create a virtual element, okay, after our element and before our element. Now, if we look at the way the name sounds, it sounds as if the element will be created outside of the div. Do you get it?
You're trying to.
Yes. So the way the name sounds, after, div, colon, colon, after. So it sounds as if we are going to create something and whatever we create will be after the div. But that is not exactly what happened. So when we create anything, this will be inside of the div. Okay, this after is still relating to the div. So whatever we create now will still be inside of the div. So, but before we can use this, we need to use the content property in CSS, content. So, and inside of this content, I just want to drop empty, okay? And in fact, we can drop a text there. So I want to drop a text ABC. Then if I save it, go back to my browser and I reload, then you should see the ABC after the hello world. Can you see that?
Yes.
This ABC is not directly from my HTML, but it's coming through this CSS, the style part, where I have contents and I pass ABC. So now this is my HTML. I will scroll down a little bit and you see the page. This is the HTML. So what I have on the HTML is just a div, and the div contains hello world. Then in the browser, you see we have hello world, and after the hello world, we see ABC. So, and again, so we can still demonstrate by creating something before. So I can still do div, colon, colon, and before. So, and again, I want to generate some content, and I also want this content, so I can make it an empty string. Also, I can make it some random character. So 1, 2, 3. Terminate. So if I save this, come back here again and reload, and you see the 1, 2, 3 come before the hello world. So
okay, so in that case, it's coming. All this is you are implementing it from applying it from. You're giving this instruction from the style.
Yes, yes. Now, and they come inside of the parent element. What is the parent element now? The parent element still remain that div.
Yes, yeah.
So technically, when we say after, okay, we will be actually be expecting the ABC to come after the box. Okay, but that is not exactly what it means here in CSS. So it means it will come after the content that is inside of the element. And if you say before, it means that thing will come before the content of the element. You now get the idea of pseudo now, the pseudo element, before and after.
Yes, through the CSS.
Now, these are commonly used for many designs when it comes to CSS. They are being used a lot. A lot of time, they are used a lot. So, and I will also be showing you some examples where I will be implementing the pseudo elements, okay, in which I will technically use them for designs. I will use them for designs, and you will see how beautiful they can be. Okay, when you understand what this pseudo means, what it means. Why? Because we can use them in adding designs, okay, before an element and after an element, okay, without the need for us to inject anything directly to our HTML. So without injecting anything directly into our HTML, we can still work with our styling perfectly. Now, the question should be, why are they on the same line? Now, remember that the hello world is just a text. It's never inside of a paragraph. Do you understand it now? So, and whenever we use these pseudo elements, they come in as inline elements. So remember, inline element, we accommodate things by the side, left and right. But whenever you have a block element, it will not allow anything to stay by its side. So you can imagine if I put this hello world, for example, if I put it inside of a div, then this 1, 2, 3 and the ABC will stay separating on their own line. You can see that. So this is the general behavior of block element. So because a paragraph is a block level element, it will not allow them to stay by its side. So they come before and they come after. Is this clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Now, the cool thing about them is we can treat them like a regular element that we have on the page. That is one good thing you should understand about pseudo. You notice they never exist directly on the page. They are being created by CSS, but you can treat them just like any other element that you create on the page. So what do I mean? Now here, I can give this, I want to give the after one, that is the ABC. I want to give it a border as well. And I want the border to be 2 pixels. It's going to be dashed. And I want the color to be black. So I will save that and come back to the page and I will reload. Oh, sorry, I'm giving it to the before. This is it, sorry. So, and you see the 1, 2, 3 now is inside of a border. You can see the border, though it's very small here at the edge. So I'm zooming it now, so you can see it. So like we are treating it now like element that we have directly on the page. We are able to set border on it. But because it's an inline element, it's not using the whole environment. It's only using the content. It's limited, it's restricted to its content. I don't know, maybe I'm making sense there.
I didn't hear you last word you just said.
Yes, I said this element that has 1, 2, 3 in it, okay, is a pseudo element that we create from CSS. This div before is what we use in creating it. Do you understand it now? Then we can now treat that element. Once the element is created, we can now treat it like a regular element that we have on the page. We can set border, we can set background color. So I can set background color. I can set font family. I can set color of the text. So I can say background, and I want the background to be orange. Then you notice this element, we have a background color of orange. I can change the color of the text there. I can change the color to be white. This is just for you to know that this element can be treated like a regular element that you have on your page. Now, it's not using the full area because it's an inline element by default. So if I want the element to also behave as a block level element, all I need to do is change the display to block. And when I do that, this element behave as a block element. So now you can see everything is touching the parent element, which is the div. So we can go to the parent element and we can set a padding. And what the padding will do is just push them away. padding, and I want to give a padding of 20 pixels. Save, and here reload. So you can see now that we have some substantial space between the child element and the parent element. So, but the important thing here now is that we are creating this from CSS. This 1, 2, 3, and the ABC here, we don't have them directly on the page. They are created via the CSS using the pseudo. So using the pseudo. I remember one of the purposes why I say we have the pseudo is for styling. Then we give us abilities to style our page very well so that we don't need to have unnecessary codes much on our page. So do you now understand what the pseudo elements are doing?
Yeah, sure, to some extent.
So I think it's only Mr. Okezi that is answering me. Ms.
Yes, understand you.
Yeah. So are we together?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I
So,
said to some extent, so not necessarily that I'm really grabbing everything. I was just saying
exactly. You know, I'm only introducing you to this, okay? But in many cases, we'll be using this pseudo for styling. We use them for styling. Now, imagine if I want to, okay, let me say, okay, let me just have something here just to show you how or what the design can sometimes look like. So here, I want to have a heading here, heading 3, and here I just want to say my heading. So now, so this heading 3, I just want the heading 3 to look so special. Then at the left-hand side of the heading 3, I want to have like 3 asterisk there, okay? Or a straight line. I want to have a straight line. I want to have it at the left-hand side, and I want to have it at the right-hand side. Then at the middle, I want them to be at the middle. So what will you do? Like, this is exactly what I mean. Like, I want to have stuff like this, okay, and like this. So at the beginning and at the end. So, and I want this to be in between like this. So straight line. Now you notice this is a dotted line, okay? I want it to be a straight line. Do you understand the idea now? So it's just for us to be able to implement designs and just to give you an idea of what this could look like. To give you an idea of what this could look like. So now, if you are reading someone code and you see stuff like this, so does this really give you any meaning? Like, you wonder why the person is doing stuff like this.
Not
You
really.
understand? Because
it won't make any sense.
You just see this dot. This is expected to be an heading, for example. Then it won't make any sense to see dot before the heading. And after the heading, I have dot. It doesn't really make more sense. So it will be much more cleaner and much clearer if I'm going through the code and I see this and every other thing is injected in my design. Do you understand it now? So because this is the actual content that I want to showcase as the heading, but I want to add this as a design. So it doesn't really, it's not part of the content. So it's just a design. Do you get the idea now? So this is why we don't need it on the page. So we only have it as a design. but it's not really part of the content. So that is why it won't make more sense to have it directly on the page. So now, how can we now implement this if we don't want to have this directly on our page? So instead of having this directly on our page, so we want to implement the design right from the start. So we want to implement it right from the start. So what can we do? So here, now my element is heading 3. So I now have access to pseudo elements. Okay, so I can just do colon after, and I can as well do colon before. So here I do h3 colon then before. So what do I want to do? So I just want to generate content, and this time around I will not put anything inside of the content. I don't need the content to show. So but once I have it, I want to change the display of this to be blocked. So this technically means this. Now, since it has no content, okay, if you check your page, you are not going to see anything. So nothing will show directly on the page. So I will save this. Then if I come back here, reload. So it's not going to show me anything because remember, we don't have any content. But I still want to implement a design. So what do you want to do? So here, I want to set a border. And that border, I want to focus on one direction, border to the bottom. And I want this to be 1 pixel, or let me use 2 pixel. I want to go with dashed, and I want to go with red color. So I will save this, and I'll come back here and reload. Then you immediately, you see the line above the heading, and you see another one below. So the one you see above is coming from the before, and the one you see below is the one after. I think it's clear now.
You know?
Hello? Is it clear at all? This is the part that is generating the line that you see. The two lines you see before and after is due to this because I'm grouping the selector here now. I have the H3 after and I have the H3 before.
Oh.
So
but it did not show. It did not show. Let's when you added the yes before all those ones in the first place that those
yes, the line will not show. If I don't have a border, okay, there's no point. There's no content to display. Remember, it has no content. So you cannot see anything because there's no content there. So assuming I have something inside of the content, you notice I leave the content blank here. So assuming I have something like asterisk, then this will show as a content on the page. You can see the asterisk now.
yes.
But because I leave the place blank, so no content. It's just like when you create a regular element on your page. Maybe I create a P now, for example, okay? You notice this is my page now. So if I come here now and I create P and I don't put anything inside of the P, will it display anything on the page?
Not at all.
Because it has no content. This is exactly what we mean by content. Do you get the idea now?
Yes.
So if I need to see this P on the page, then this P must have a content, maybe AAA. So once the content is there, the content will be visible here. But if it has no content, then it's not going to display back here. Do you understand it now? So, but instead of us to create this element directly on the page, we are creating it using the CSS. So that is the differences. We create it using this CSS here. Is it clear now?
Yes.
So once we create it now all we need is, we don't want this line at the top and we don't want it at the bottom. Instead, we want it at the left-hand side and we want it at the right-hand side. Do you get the idea? So what do we need to do? So we need to manipulate the parent element. So what's our parent element? So our parent element is still the heading 3 because that is where everything is. Now, for you to know that is where we have everything, let me give the heading 3 a border. And I want the border to be black. So 2 pixels, solid, and black. So, and again, I don't want everything to be too close to it. So I will set a little bit of padding, and I want the padding to be like 10 pixels. So we don't have more space. So if I reload, so you see, we see everything is inside of the heading 3 because the heading 3 still remains the parent element. Do you understand it?
Yes.
This heading 3 will serve as a parent to both the content that we have, which is that my heading. It will also be the parent to the before and the after. So the before and the after that we create, they are all inside of heading 3. Do you understand it now? And everything is working as a block. They are all block. They are all block display. So what I want to do now is just to change. So remember we worked with flexbox before. So I want to change the display of this heading 3. I'll change the display to be flex. Then remember, that will give me a flex direction of row. Then immediately, you notice I don't see the 2. The only thing, I don't see the 2 line again. Now, why is it that we are losing these 2 now? Is because they have no width. Remember, we only declare them and they don't have content. Okay? So, and immediately we don't see them now. So the reason why we don't see them is because they don't have width, because there's no content that they can work with. So now, to see them again, I'll need to manually define a width for them here. Okay? Then I want to give them a width of 20%. Let me just say 20%. Let me say 200 pixels. Sorry, 100 pixels. So if I save that, come here, reload, then you see the 2 lines again. So you can see them now. So now I want them to be at the center. I want the 2 lines to be at the center. So in here now, so what are we going to do? So here, I just want to go to the parent element. Then I want to add the justified content. Remember, still remember all this rule from the previous class when we talk about flex. Justified content, then I want to move them to the center. So that will move all the contents to the center of the parent. Then I don't want the way this line, because what we are adding, remember, we don't have height for this pseudo element. Okay? Then what we are setting is bottom. We set bottom border, and that is why you are looking at them at the bottom. So what I can do now is I can also add align items. So, and if I use aligned items, I want everything at the center of the parent. So if I reload that, then you see they are now at the center. So we need a spacing between them. So, and I can now use gap. And I want the gap to be like 10 or let me say 20 pixels. So there will be some substantial space between those elements. And you can see it like this. So technically now, so if I remove the border, the black border, then you see we are left with this on the page. So, and technically now, if you look at the structure of the HTML, you realize that we don't need to manually put the text, to put the dash on both sides of this content. Instead, we are inheriting it automatically. And the beauty of this is we can reuse, because if I create another identity, it will automatically inherit this style. So lorem, I want to add lorem here. Then after the lorem, I want to add another identity. This is, I want to add magic of pseudo. So I'll save this, and if I come back here, reload, and if I scroll down, then you notice it's automatically coming with that left and right dash. Is this clear? Or is somehow not clear? Maybe I go over it again. Hello?
Hello, I said, I think to some extent, what will be of help to us is getting the video and looking at it many times for it to really make a substantive sense to helping us to understand it well. So we're just following you. You have all these things. We're just following you, just watching. So when we practice and look it up again and again, that's why we can be able to do something.
Exactly. That's why I'm more concerned about the video, that you people should get it earlier enough so you can do your own practice as well. So before the next class, if there's any questions, if there's any challenges, we can attend to it together.
Yeah, because it's just like saving someone is hungry, just saving food when the person is dying of food. That's someone looking for food. So it's not really like it. Because the food will nourish our mind. When we study practice, it will nourish it to make us more better, better developer. More looking at.
You're very right, sir.
Hey, can I see developer, engineer, whatever? Which one are we even looking at? That way.
A web developer, front-end developer in this case. So you understand front-end. So
what's the difference between engineer and developer?
Engineer is different from developer.
What is it? Why is it different? Why are they using? What makes it different?
It's not like someone that go for computer science and computer engineering. So they are never the same.
All these things are just trying to confuse people. It's not the same responsibility they are doing. They're
No.
the same responsibility.
No.
Okay.
They are never the same responsibility. Though they can have similar terms, okay? And there are lots of things they will share in common, that will be in common. Do you understand? But also they will have their own specificity.
Yeah, looking at engineer is somebody who has a day-to-day activity, running an activity of a page, whereas a developer is somebody who creates it, and then once he deploys it, they can really.
So that's exactly what I'm telling you now. Now, if you have a computer engineering, okay, this person will be very good in hardware, they will be good in software, but they are not good in programming. So you can see the difference now.
Okay, the developer makes more of programming.
Yes, like the developer is more of programming, okay? Whereas engineering is more on repairing, fixing.
Managing the activities.
Yes,
of the
managing
page.
the resources are like hardware components, software components, managing installations and stuff like that.
Okay, sir. So please, you can have the video, please, so that we help us. As you're talking now, we have all these things. Don't have it. We have to look at it again. I don't know about me. That's what I think. But I don't know about the others. That's what they think. So they can also add their opinions. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so we need the videos too.
So, okay, ma. Okay, ma. I will relay that message all over again. I will. So it's like Mrs. Rani Roy is not fully with us tonight.
I'm here. I'm the one talking.
Okay. So about this class, do you really get anything at all? Like,
Yes, I did.
so basically, so this is actually what I'm focusing on, but somehow I'm still relating it back to the previous class. Okay. And that is the part where I'm using this flex.
So you can imagine, I don't even understand. I can't even get the picture, grabs the picture of
using
flex
the
again.
flex.
I don't have it here now. Here now. We did it last week now, but it's not there again.
So I worked with flex in the previous class. So
yeah.
So I'm like relating to this class with that same class. So because here now I just define display of flex, justify content center, align items center, gap 20 pixels. So all these 4 properties, they are property of flex. So the video are very, very essential and very crucial because it is when you people practice that we can actually proceed and we can move at a more smoother speed than dragging with classes like this.
Yes, and just as you said, using that nice page.
Yes.
Yeah, it will help us a lot.
So exactly. So we are not going to be limited to just example that we practicalize with here, but
yes,
exercise them on redesign.
life example.
What a typical page, because naturally now a typical page will not look like this.
Of course, it won't.
But this is class. So, but whatever you gain from the class now, we can now practicalize it by bringing it to a live sections. And building.
Yeah, that was
exactly.
that was
exactly.
We took like practicals in class, then she will now give us as homework to do it ourselves.
Exactly.
Which all the homework, she has never given us feedback, though she said she was going to send them to you or something like that. I don't know how you people are running it there. She has not given us feedback on any of our assignments that we submit. Yes. But she said she was going to communicate with the management to know how they will get to us, to know how we performed.
I don't have any information on that yet. But
okay.
If at any point I have any information, I will inform everyone.
All right. Okay. So if you can be giving us assignments to it will help us.
So yes, I'm only using this now as example here. I will still be showing you more examples of what this pseudo will be doing and how they can be of use. So there are a lot of areas where they can very, very useful. So, and that's why I'm pointing attention of everyone to them. So when I started using them, maybe you see a project I raised and I try to use pseudo, so it will not be new to you people that, okay, where is this? What kind of selectors is this? Or why are we using stuff like this? So this is why I'm just pointing them to you today. So like I like to show my students all some of the core things of how the browser will see it, how it works, before I will take them to real work, like demonstrate it in a typical example on the page.
That's okay.
So, is there any question on this now? Because there are other scenarios where this, notice now I'm using this with flex boss. Also, pseudo elements are also used with positioning very, very well. We use them with positioning a lot. And we also use them with positioning. So you notice in positioning, you can work with, you can have things like positioning an element to a parent element. So in this case now, I just leave the element where they are statically. But many of these pseudo, we will be positioning them like absolutely. So they are parents.
Their relative parents.
Yes, to their relative parents. So, and at that point, it can very, very like tricky how they will be working. So you can see, like in the first example that I show you today now, you notice I use the pseudo, this div, I use this div above, and I create the pseudo before, okay, which contains this data of 1, 2, 3. I create the one of after, which basically contain ABC. Okay, now I can basically use this ABC to occupy the same position as the square, to occupy the whole space here. So this 1, 2, 3 as well, and make it occupy just a little space of the parent. Then I can trigger it based on hover, when you hover on the box. So let me look at something like that. Maybe I can demonstrate with a simple example. So let me take this before out, and let me focus on the after. I want to focus on the after just to show you one example, okay? So of how. Now I have this ABC. So I want to work with this box of ABC. And so what are we going to do? So instead of this ABC to be here, so I want the ABC to be like where it is here. So let me just look at it.
Sorry, this thing you did on this your styling.
Okay, ma'am.
It's like taking it out. Once you put the slash, the forward slash, and the
yes, the forward slash and asterisk.
Okay, that like it defaults that particular styling.
Yes, it's comment it. This comment.
Okay, comment in styling.
Yeah,
okay.
It comments it out. So whenever we have comments in our code, the browser will just ignore that specific part. So the browser, and because the browser ignores it, that is why everything that we specify within the rule is not going to be executed.
Yeah.
So here I want to focus on this after. So, and again now, so let's give it a background of let me use this. So sorry, don't mind me. I just want to use color that you can actually see. So I'm giving a background, and you can see the background is not actually showing everywhere. It shows just behind the ABC. Why? Because of the default nature of our inline. They are inline elements. So what I want to do here is I want to change the position. Remember I said I will show you with position. So I will change the position to absolute. Then immediately I do that, what will happen? This element will be removed. And you can see, you still see it here, okay? And the reason why you see it here now is because we've not specified the left and the top, or the right or the bottom. Where? Now imagine if I set bottom for this element and I set the bottom to be 0. Then you notice the element will completely be removed from there. And you can now see the element down below my browser here. You can see it here.
Yeah.
This is because I never give the parent a relative positioning. So this will move all the way to the HTML, which is the root of everything. So if I want to relate this with the div, then the div parent must have a position of relative. So this time around now, so it will go back to the div, and you can see it here. Because now we are relating it to its own parent, which is the div directly. Are we clear? Now, instead of this to show, so I want to give it a width. I'll give you width of 100%. So 100% in this case now means 100% of what? So that would be 100% of its parent. And basically, if you look at it, you know this is going outside of the box of that parent currently, where I have my cursor now. Can you see that spot?
Yes.
So this is basically because I never specified the left. So now from the bottom, I only specified bottom to be 0. I want the left also to be 0. So, and with that, it will stay within its parent. It's not going outside. And you can see it's just within its parent. So, and now I can give it, I want to give it a little bit of padding, making sure nothing is touching the text is not touching the line. So I want to give a padding of 10 pixels. So save that, and here reload. So you can see how it's coming up. So now, because of the padding, the element goes outside. So what I will do here is just add box sizing, and I will give it border box. That is why it's going outside. So this is coming from the box model. Notice go back to its original size. So now, I don't want to see this green line. I don't want to see it until I mouse on top of this. If I mouse over this element, then I want the green to show. So what are we going to do? So what I want to do here is I want to change the height. I want to change the height of this element. Okay. I want to change the height. And I'll make the height 0. So if I save, come here, reload, then you can see the 0 now. So this 0 is not really giving me what I want. So instead of making it 0, I will rather use opacity to take it out. Opacity, then I want the opacity to be 0. And that will be completely opaque and you don't see it. But whenever I mouse on top, I want the opacity to become 1. So it will automatically appear. So to do that, I want to have the div. So whenever I hover on a div, and this div has an element that comes after it. So you see this kind of selector. So this means whenever I hover on a div, and the div has this after. So I want this element to have opacity of 1. So if I save this, come here, reload. So anytime I mouse on top, so you can see how it appears now. So you notice if I take my mouse to that element, it appears. If I take it out, it disappears again. Anytime I'm on top, it appears. And if I'm out, it disappears. So we are going to be using pseudo for this kind of designs also. So you can use real element too, but also we can use pseudo. We can use our pseudo elements. And here I can add transition. So this is going to be on opacity. And I run this to 200 milliseconds and ease in out. So save and here and reload. So see, like fading in a little bit. So let's increase this to like probably 800 milliseconds. Then in here, so you see how it's fading in and how it fades out. So you can see it's fading in, fading out. So if I mouse on top, it fades in. And if I mouse out, it fades out. Though there are more cool effects than this, but this is technically how this will work. So also what I can do here is I can have this like this will be outside originally. So I can take this outside to be like -10 pixel. Or let me use 20 here. 20 pixel. Then once this is coming, I want to change this to bottom of 0. Save. Again, I want to go to the parent element, which is the div, and I want to add overflow of ed. So inside of opacity here, so I want to use the all keyword, save, and come back here, reload. If I mouse on top, you see it's coming from the bottom and it goes down. So you see if I mouse on top, it's coming from the bottom. So you see this kind of effect. So do you understand? So I'll be using them for a lot of cool effects. So you understand what the pseudo and how they are going to play in many of our designs. So that's why I'm showing you stuff like this. Mr. Okwezi.
I can hear you, sir. I say it makes a lot of sense. So,
Thank you, sir.
so don't forget us to
yes,
the video. Don't forget us with the video.
I will relay your message. Then me myself, probably tomorrow I am a little busy, but I will come because I will be having class with you people. So tomorrow, so I'll be here. I think probably I'll be here as early as 6 o'clock. So I'll look at what I want to. I'll go through the progress so far. So before we have our class.
Because for us to ruminate over it, we need to really have it. And no problem. We don't need to
yes.
plug the issues.
Hello, please, can you show me the styling again? I'd like to have a screenshot of them.
Okay. This.
Yes, please.
So this is the beginning of this CSS.
Okay, you can move it up, please.
Okay. Okay. So
That's fine.
How about the body? The body.
Yes, the body is still down. Notice we are using the internal CSS, so we have this within the head.
I know, but the body where.
Yes, it's down. That one is down. I think she is snapping it section by section. That is why I'm scrolling like.
All right, you can.
Yeah. So
up again.
Up a bit.
Yes, please.
Okay. Is it okay like this?
Just before easing out.
Easing out. Okay. Just before. This is it. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Comments.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Scroll up a bit. Up. Yeah. Wait.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So, and this is the body, sir.
Okay.
So this is the body. We don't have much stuff on the body.
Okay. We have two div in it.
Yeah, so this div that I use in creating this is this div above. This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but
All right.
this other one, this one with green line is created with the pseudo after. So, and initially I turn it off. So when you view the page, but whenever you take your mouse on top of this, then it comes up from the bottom. So it's like fading from the bottom. So, and if you leave the place, it's fading down.
Okay, it fits in together with the text.
Yes.
Okay.
So later I'll be showing you more examples. So, and in fact, so I will love us to work maybe in the next class. So we can combine what we've learned so far. So we want to build like a page. See, this is one of the page I get from this nice page. So you can, I think you can see the browser now.
Yes.
So you see a page like this. So I believe they've shown you how you can add icons.
Yes, they have.
In your page. Okay. So, and so coming up with designs like this.
Yeah.
Designs like this, creating stuff like this. So creating different sections like this. Like this. So, this is an example of JavaScript actions.
Yes.
Okay, this is what they mean by interactivity. So I'm able to collapse. Okay, collapse is expand it. Collapse, expand. So this example of what we mean by interactivity there, sir.
But all these ones, action listeners now, all those things we have not.
Sir?
I say we can impute something and also getting the feedback from the what things you impute.
Yes. But like the one I'm saying now is we can actually build like a simple calculator in JavaScript.
Like simple calculator, yeah. Simple calculator, something like that.
Something that we input in number that was okay, we'll add 2 and 3 and it's giving me results. So those are interactivities.
We can also do something like we can use to analyze anything.
Yes. So we can pick different designs and we can check out. See stuff like this. So we got pages. So coming up, so these are ideas of page that can be built or designs. So it is when we started doing stuff like this, okay, then we are picking in section by section. Let's work on this section. Let's work on this section. Let's work on these sections. Then we will be having a live experience of what the task will really look like.
No problem. We're here. All out.
No problem, sir. Thank you for the time, sir. And everyone else.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for today's class.
Yes, ma'am.
We anticipate the videos though. How many videos?
So I will talk to the management on the video. They are very, very important, sir. They are very, very important. Sir.
So for us to have content.
Yes. So any other question for now? Or till we meet again tomorrow?
Till tomorrow. For now, no question from me.
Okay, ma. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
These other 1 minute, let me check. I don't know if she's still here with us. Mrs. Emanuela. Is she there?
She's here. I can see her. I can see her. She's still there. Yeah, she's on board. Yeah, that her mic is not on.
Yes. So I don't know, probably a network.
Or shall we overcome this?
So I'll talk to the management and look into it personally myself tomorrow. So to see the progress of the video and how we can release the video as early as possible. So sorry for every inconvenience that the organization have caused. So sorry about that, sir. So I'm pleading on behalf of the team. So sorry.
No problem.
So,
Shall we still do more things now? Or are we still going? I think we still have more things to do tonight. So
Bradley, let me give you a little time. I want to check something, but go through it. Maybe you can have any area where with questions, so I'll get back and attend to them.
Yes, please, I have a question.
Okay,
This
ma'am.
shortcut you used in our last class to generate content.
Okay, the shortcut.
Yes.
Yeah, that is working with the airmates.
Yes, working with the airmate.
Yeah.
You said before you can do that, you have to install the airmate.
No, you are not. There's no need for you to install airmate. Airmate comes with Visual Studio by default. If you work with other code editor, then you can consider installing it first. But if you are working with Visual Studio specifically, airmate is inbuilt into it.
Okay, I tried doing it, but I couldn't get it. So I don't know, maybe I made a mistake or something.
Possibly there's mistake somewhere. So what are you trying to do? Exactly, ma'am.
Just to generate content. This one you talked about section, full stop, box, the hashtag, box,
Yes.
the dollar sign,
Uh-huh.
and the star, 4. Then I think is it, let's say, a bracket? No,
Okay.
the greater
So
sign.
let me show you some of the simple examples. Maybe you combine them the wrong way. You understand? So that might be the issue. Now, this is the thing. So let's say normally, you notice if I type P now and I hit tab, P is created for me.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
what happened if I need to create like 4 paragraphs? So in here, because of the image, so I will be able to do stuff like P times 4. Then immediately you notice here is telling me image abbreviation. You can see that from my code editor here. So if I hit tab, then it creates 4 paragraphs for me.
Oh, okay.
Do you see the differences now? And you notice if I just say P, it's giving me 1. But because I have the times 4 there, it's giving me 4 copies of that same paragraph.
Yeah.
Now, if I want this paragraph, so I want to take the paragraph away. So if I want them to be created, I want to create the paragraph. At the same time, I want the paragraph to have a class. Okay? of a specific class. Then I can do P dot, then whatever class I want to use. So let's say I want to just say class of text. So I will do P dot text. Then if I need to create more of this paragraph, then I can say times 3. So it means it's going to give me 3 paragraphs. Then each of the paragraph will have a text, a class of text. So if I hit tab, then you see exactly that.
Okay.
So you just need to remember some of your CSS rule that if you are to use class, you use the dot. Do you understand? So technically, if I just do dot here and hit tab, okay, element abbreviation will be activated. So, but this time around, it will give me div because I'm not specific. So whenever you are not specific with what you want to create, it gives you div. Then notice give me the class, but it never put a value because I never specify a value. But if I just do dot and I specify a value spec, then it will give me div, then give the class a value of spec.
Spec. Okay.
So if you do that with hash, so that would mean it's going to be an ID. So if I do hash spec, so it will still create a div and with an ID of spec.
All these shortcuts, where can one learn all these things?
You can check for emet. Check for emet. Emet abbreviation like this. This is emet. So you can Google search emet abbreviations.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone,
Thank you,
for your time. Yes. Good night.
All right. Good night. Till tomorrow.
Yes.